This lost little girl knocked on a stranger's door. She stood barefoot on the stone porch, her tiny fist balled up, trembling as she raised it again to knock a second time. Her dress was frayed and too big, and her eyes, wide, dark, and filled with something between fear and hope, met his the moment he opened the door. Alexander Noble, billionaire tech mogul known for his cold brilliance and colder solitude, stared at the child in stunned silence. "Where's your mother?" he asked gently, kneeling down to her level. The little girl shook her head. "I don't know. I woke up and she was gone." Those words hit him hard. She couldn't have been more than 6, alone, dirty, desperate. He called the police immediately. They came, asked questions, took notes, and said they'd look for her mother. But as night fell and no one came for her, Alex couldn't bring himself to let the child spend the night in a foster center. "You can stay here," he said, awkward and unsure, "just until your mommy is found." She nodded solemnly. "Thank you, mister." Days turned into weeks. Her name was Layla. She liked mango juice, hated loud noises, and insisted on sleeping with a nightlight. She drew pictures, messy, colorful depictions of a woman with braids and a little girl holding hands. Alex had never cared for children, never imagined himself a father, but this girl, with her stubborn little chin and fierce intelligence, was changing him. He found himself canceling meetings to make her pancakes. He laughed genuinely when she danced around his study. Something inside him, long frozen, was melting. His once pristine home, once silent and sterile, now buzzed with music, the smell of baked goods, and tiny giggles. He read bedtime stories. He learned how to braid hair, clumsily at first. He even built her a mini library with books about brave little girls in magical lands. One weekend, his mother came to visit. A refined woman with wise eyes and a voice like velvet. She watched Layla play in the garden. "She looks like you did when you were little," she said suddenly. Alex frowned. "She does?" "Same eyes, same dimple, even her laugh." He shrugged. "It's a coincidence." She turned to him, more serious. "Alex, don't brush this off. You weren't always this isolated. You had your flings, your relationships before you closed off the world. Are you sure you never left something behind?" Her words struck him. He said nothing, but that night he looked at Layla again, with new eyes. Then one day he found an old drawing in Layla's backpack. It showed a man, a woman with braids, and a little girl holding hands. The man in the drawing had a small scar over his eyebrow, a scar Alex bore from a childhood accident. His heart pounded. Could it be? Driven by a sudden need for certainty, he gently collected a hair from Layla's brush. Quietly, discreetly, he sent it for DNA analysis. Days passed. He checked his phone obsessively. Then the results came in. 99.9% match. He sat down, stunned. The world blurred around him. Layla wasn't just a lost child. She was his. He needed to find her mother. He needed answers. His team ran facial scans, public records, CCTV logs. Nothing. Weeks passed. Then, one day, stuck in traffic, he looked out the window and saw her. A beggar, on the sidewalk, wearing layers, head down, holding a cardboard sign. His heart stopped. He had given her money once. She refused. He had forgotten. Until now. He jumped from the car, ran to her. "Amara?" She froze, looked up, eyes wide. "Alex!" She looked thinner, her glow dimmed but still present. He wanted to hold her, scream at her, kiss her, ask her why. "Why did you disappear? Why didn't you tell me?" Tears pooled in her eyes. "I tried, but then the arranged marriage. He found out. He disowned me. My family turned away. I had no one. So you gave me our daughter." She nodded slowly. "She deserved more than I could give, but I couldn't stay away. I had to see her." "You lived like this? To watch over her?" "Yes." He took her home, cleaned her wounds, fed her, held her as she wept. She slept in a soft bed for the first time in years. He hired doctors, therapists, a stylist to help her heal with dignity. He filled her closet, made her tea every morning, and built her a garden where she could breathe again. Layla, beaming, ran into her mother's arms. For the first time in forever, they were whole. Alex watched them and vowed to never let them go. One night, as Amara sat curled in a blanket by the fire, Alex brought her a cup of tea and joined her. The flames crackled, throwing soft gold across her face. "Do you remember that night in the storm?" he asked. She smiled, a tear slipping free. "You wrapped my shoes in your coat. I thought you were crazy. I didn't want your feet to get wet. We ended up dancing in the rain." He chuckled. "You said no one had ever made the storm feel safe." Amara turned to him, "And then I disappeared. And I never stopped waiting." Their fingers touched lightly. The silence between them held all the things they never said, now beginning to be spoken. Then one morning, a sleek black car pulled to the driveway. Out stepped Julius, Amara's ex-fiancé. A tall, proud man with sharp eyes and a charming smile. "I want her back," he said. "Both of them. I was a fool. I never stopped loving her. I can give her the life she deserves." Alex stood firm. "You had your chance. You left her. I was scared. I panicked, but I built a life. I want to share it." Alex stepped closer, voice low and fierce. "You don't get to walk back into her life now that she's rising again. Not after you left her to drown. I protected her when you ran. I held her when she broke. I watched your daughter fall asleep in fear and wake up in peace. You will not take that from her." Amara, hearing their voices, stepped outside. Seeing Julius again sent a ripple through her. Memories rushed in. Betrayal, shame, abandonment. Her breath caught, her hands trembled. "Why are you here?" she whispered. "To fix my mistake. You broke me. You made me hide. You left me to raise a child alone. And now that you see her thriving, now you want us back?" He reached for her hand. She pulled away. Alex stepped forward and gently placed his hand on her back. She steadied herself. "I don't need fixing," she said, voice steady. "I need peace. I need someone who stayed." That night, Amara sat between the two men who had once broken her heart. "I loved you both," she said, "but only one of you stayed. Only one of you let me break without shame, let me heal. Only one of you made our daughter feel safe." She turned to Alex. "It was you." He reached for her hand. She took it. Layla, peeking from the stairs, smiled. Family at last. And it all began when a lost little girl knocked on a stranger's door.